What's up, folks? It's Josh. I am so excited to be with you on Bucketheadzz here today because I have a very special video. 100 subscribers. Now well over 100 subscribers. Can you believe it? Well, in celebration of this, I wanted to bring you guys something special. And so what I did was I interviewed the moderator of one of the best places on the web to get popcorn buckets secondhand, the Kerncopia Discord. This is my first time trying to record and edit an interview, so I apologize for all the jump cuts. Beyond that, I hope you enjoy it, and I just want to say thank you. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell the folks at home who you are and about your wonderful Discord.
I am GMTMemeoli, aka Brandon. I'm the creator of the Kerncopia. I started the Kerncopia about 2 years ago, and it is still the world's only and biggest official Discord server dedicated to popcorn buckets. We're affiliated with the subreddit r/popcorn buckets, as I'm also the moderator over there. Before, I noticed that there wasn't a place that was like, what is the exclusive for AMC? What's the exclusive for Regal? It was all just all over the internet. It was all over. So I made the Discord server to be an organized place where I put all the information in their selective channels, and so you don't have to go to a bunch of websites looking for what's exclusive here and what's not. Not only did I make it for organization, but I made it for a place to discuss everything upcoming for movies and everything theatrical. We don't just cover popcorn buckets. We do cups, we do tins, we do promotions, we do the Fandango promotions, we do movie sale tickets. We also post our pickups and everything like that, show off our collections.
Thank you for that. That was very thorough. My next question is kind of the one that I get asked a lot, which is why popcorn buckets? What got you into this hobby?
Well, I think the thing that gets us all into it is our passion for movies. It kind of felt like this past decade there was something missing. Maybe like a piece of memorabilia to go with the movies. My first popcorn bucket was the Wolverine and Deadpool 10 bucket with the figures. This was my first one, and I just immediately got hooked. I was like, that's what was missing, because they're not that expensive, and it's a cheaper way to get popcorn. I mean, I have a piece of the movie with me forever. Not only that, but I mean, they're not junk. It doesn't feel like we're hoarding plastic.
You know, that's very similar to my experience. The reason I started collecting popcorn buckets is because I love going to the movies, and I saw too many theaters around me dying. So I figured, hey, if I could get a cool collectible and support a theater in the process, let's do it. So what I wanted to know next was, do you think, I know I have my opinion, but do you think the collectible popcorn bucket craze is helping the theater industry?
Yes, yes. So the business standpoint of, buying these popcorn buckets and the percentages when it comes to helping them is quite a big margin. We are helping movie theaters by buying these things, because as I've talked to with other individuals about this, is that popcorn buckets created an entire market of profit for theaters that literally just did not exist a few years ago. AMC has publicly released their numbers for the vessels, the collectible popcorn buckets, and they're pretty high. I forget the exact number, but it was like 20% extra in profits just from collectibles. And that's crazy. We are helping theaters create a profit that just didn't exist a few years ago. So, I mean, it's a win-win.
Brandon, I love talking to you. You are the man when it comes to popcorn buckets. My next question would be, for those of us just getting started in the hobby, what's some advice you give, and what are some pitfalls you would avoid?
My advice for someone that's just now getting into popcorn buckets, the biggest mistake that you can make going into this hobby was buying everything. It was buying buckets for movies I didn't even care about. So I was like, I need to get my collection big. I need to buy everything. And no, that is the number one mistake. you can have going into this hobby. And my advice about that would be, if you have to have something you might be interested in, at least wait till it's on sale or clearance. It seems easy me saying it, but it's hard.
Do you have any specific stories around particular buckets that make them memorable, or that taught you something important about being a collector?
Maybe let's go with the Five Nights at Freddy's stage bucket here. This one's more memorable because I went opening night to Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and of course, I was going to buy everything. I'm a huge fan of it. Love the movies, love the games. What makes this one probably so special, well, special, probably stressful is what I mean. They was like 100 people in my theater lobby buying this bucket and all the other Five Nights at Freddy's merch. It was nuts, and I've never seen my local theater this busy. So it made me memorable just seeing everyone getting this one. They were just handing them out, having to push them from the back. Also, one more thing about this one. The first one they handed to me was dented all the way in. It was dented in from the side. It was dented from the back, like it was brushed like that. I squeezed my hand. And they tried giving it to me. I was like, hell no, dog. I'm paid like $60 for that.
Yeah, as a journalist, I am forced to buy as many buckets as I can, but I can absolutely second that piece of advice for only buying the buckets you're interested in, and if you're not sure about it, waiting until they go on clearance. So here's the next question. What's your personal favorite bucket?
I thought you might ask that one, and even thinking that you'd ask that one, it's so hard. I love the Galactus bucket. I love the horror ones. Got the Scream one from Cinemark up there, the Michael Myers. But I'm trying to think which one's my favorite. I think overall, it might be the Superman, like the Alamo Drafthouse suit one. I have it over there. I didn't bring it down. But I'm still thinking, I just didn't want to use this one as my answer again because it was my first. I love the figures. I love that it's practical. You can actually put quite a bit of popcorn in it. And it was my first. And it was cheaper. It was less than $30. I didn't want to use it though as my answer again. But I think this one is my favorite. But like design wise, it's probably Galactus. I'll have some honorable mentions. The Gladiator 2 helmet bucket that went on the tin. The Annabelle one for Conjuring. Oh yes, yeah, this one. A huge honorable mention. The Project Hail Mary Rocky Habitat bucket.
I do agree that Galactus bucket really is a sight to behold. Along those same lines, what makes a good bucket in your estimation?
I think number one is the creativity aspect. The most common thing that we do with popcorn buckets, or what they do with popcorn bucket, is the heads. The heads is like the easiest thing that you can do, and it works sometimes, but it's been overdone. And then there's some like this that do a full body, and I always would take a full body over a head. But number two is the practicalness of popcorn to container ratio. Can the thing actually feed me, or am I going to get too little popcorn kernel? And to me, being a diehard collector, I use my popcorn buckets for popcorn, especially when it was Galactus. I filled that Galactus thing up because it was a ton of popcorn. The next thing is if it has a gimmick, like if it's the Castle Grayskull and it also has a cup. We've seen a lot of combo containers, and I like them, and the gimmick of them lighting up. That adds a big thing to me. If it has LEDs, if it lights up, that is another thing that draws me to it. But what makes a great bucket is the creativity, the practicalness, and the gimmick.
Finally, what is your dream bucket if you could go back in time and create a bucket for a TV show or a movie from before this hobby started?
Oh, that's so hard. A classic movie that I would love a popcorn bucket, and not a single person in the world is going to agree with me, but Waterworld. I love Kevin Costner's classic Waterworld movie, and I think a popcorn bucket for that would be insane. My next would probably be John Carpenter's The Thing to get a popcorn bucket.
Well, Brandon, I really, really appreciate your time. thank you so much for agreeing to come on my channel. I'm gonna make sure that the Discord gets linked in the video description, and I just can't encourage people enough to go check out the Kerncopia on Discord. It really is an incredible place. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my first interview. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Booker Brigade today. This is Dr. Josh Straub signing off and saying have a good weekend and enjoy the movies.